King Jaja of Opobo, the slave who became a king and married his own mother. This is a story of power, betrayal, and one of the most shocking scandals in Nigerian history. King Jaja of Opobo was a man who rose from slavery to become one of the richest and most powerful rulers in Nigeria. But his life was full of mystery and controversy. One story stands out above all others: the shocking rumor that King Jaja unknowingly married his own mother. Some say it was an accident, while others believe he knew exactly what he was doing. This story will take you deep into the life of King Jaja, from his childhood as a slave to his rise as a king, the scandal that shook his kingdom, and his tragic downfall at the hands of the British. Let's begin. From slave to king. Jaja of Opobo was not born into royalty. He was born in 1821 in the Igbo land of present-day Abia State, Nigeria. His birth name was Jubojuboga. But his life took a dark turn when he was kidnapped as a small boy and sold into slavery. He was taken to the kingdom of Bonny, now in Rivers State, where he was sold to a powerful trading house. But Jaja was not an ordinary slave. He was very intelligent and hardworking. He learned the ways of trade, especially the business of palm oil, which was the most valuable commodity at the time. As Jaja grew older, he became more powerful. He worked his way up in the trading house and eventually took control of the business. He became so powerful that he challenged the rulers of Bonny and broke away to form his own kingdom, the Kingdom of Opobo. Opobo quickly became rich and strong because of Jaja's smart business moves. He refused to let the British control his trade, and this made him a target. But while he was fighting the British, a scandal was brewing right inside his palace. The shocking scandal: did King Jaja marry his own mother? In those days, powerful kings had many wives. Jaja, being one of the richest men in the region, was no different. He married many beautiful women, but one of them would bring a scandal that shocked the entire kingdom. One day, rumors started spreading one of King Jaja's wives was actually his biological mother. How could this happen? Some say Jaja had been taken from his family at such a young age that he never knew who his real mother was. Years later, when he became king, his mother, now an old woman, was brought to Opobo without anyone realizing who she was. Jaja, seeing that she was a noble woman, took her as one of his many wives. At first, no one noticed anything strange. But after a while, whispers began. People started recognizing the old woman. "Isn't that Jaja's real mother?" some people asked. The news spread fast, and soon, everyone in Opobo was talking about it. Some say Jaja was heartbroken when he found out the truth. But others claimed that he already knew and chose to marry her anyway to show that he was now more powerful than even his own mother. The scandal shook Opobo. Some of Jaja's people stayed loyal, but others saw it as an abomination. They believed the gods would punish him for such a terrible mistake. But Jaja ignored the rumors and continued ruling Opobo like a true king. But his problems were far from over. The fall of King Jaja. While Jaja was dealing with problems inside his palace, the British were planning to destroy him. The British had been doing business with the people of Bonny and Opobo for years, but Jaja refused to let them control his palm oil trade. He was too powerful, and the British saw him as a problem. In 1887, the British tricked Jaja. They invited him to a peace meeting on one of their ships, promising to negotiate trade deals. But the moment he stepped onto the ship, they kidnapped him. Jaja was taken far away, exiled to the West Indies. He was forced to live on an island, far from his kingdom. But even in exile, he never gave up. He kept fighting to return home. Finally, in 1891, after many years, the British agreed to let Jaja go back to Opobo. But on his way home, something terrible happened. Jaja mysteriously died. Some say he died of an illness. But many people believe he was poisoned by the British, who feared that he would return and take back his kingdom. King Jaja never made it back to Opobo. His once great kingdom slowly fell apart under British rule. The legacy of King Jaja. Today, King Jaja of Opobo is remembered as a hero who fought against colonial rule. His story is one of strength, intelligence, and resilience. But the mystery remains: did he really marry his own mother? Was it just a tragic mistake, or was it a deliberate act of power? We may never know the full truth. But one thing is clear: King Jaja's life was filled with power, betrayal, and scandal, making him one of the most legendary figures in Nigerian history. King Jaja's story is proof that power can come from anywhere. A boy who was once a slave rose to become a king feared by the British. But even